Hello, and welcome to Bird's Broadcast. Tonight we bring you two stories. First, we learn about this young man's little sister, and we get to see just how odd she is. Then we follow a gentleman who can see when you will die. So sit back, gather around your speakers, and allow me to present to you My Little Sister, written by Sauce-tabasco, followed by I Know Who's Going to Die, written by BurntSchmidt. Please like and subscribe, and as always, the links are in the description. I remember that every night when I was going to bed, I used to hear someone entering my room around 3 to 4 a.m. I opened my eyes and I could see my 4 years old sister staring at me with her wide eyes and pale face. It was a fearful sight to see. Because it happened every night, my parents believed that she might be sick. I'd wake up and lead her to her bed, but tomorrow night, she'd come back. Some days I'd see her doing nothing but staring at the wall with her wide eyes and pale face. I used to lead her to her bed. Sometimes she'd just stand still and look down the stairs. Since my mom was worried about these waking hours, she put some fences around the stairs so her daughter would not fall down. I remember a night that I was doing my homework, so I had to stay awake until 3 a.m. Then I found out that my sister hadn't slept. and was talking to herself. She was answering her own questions, and that was kinda funny for me. But then a mysterious voice answered her. Since I was frightened, I didn't go to her room, and my sister was still talking to that voice. I could not sleep that night. Tomorrow of that night I had to stay awake again, and saw my sister standing by the stairs, staring down into the dark. I went to get her back to her room. Suddenly she pointed a finger to the dark and mentioned something. I didn't pay attention and took her to her room. These things used to happen until my sister turned 5. When she turned 5, she would lie more and more. Some days she would come back from kindergarten and say that the teacher is an alien. Once she said she saw a kid turning into a dog on the street. Sometimes she said that she could even walk through a wall. Every day she would tell us another lie. We never believed and just laughed at her lies. Even when she told us her best friend is under her bed and would come out and take her away, we didn't believe her. But after that night she wasn't there. We couldn't find her anywhere. And it's been 10 years. Oh my, 10 years she's been missing. I do wonder where the young lass could have disappeared off to. Perhaps she made a friend who took her on an eventful trip. But let's wonder no more. Like all things, when you stop looking, they likely always show up. Speaking of trips, we have quite the sponsor tonight. So please sit tight and lend an ear to Interdimensional Airport.
Lack of travel have you down? Travel bug nipping at you, but nowhere to go? Well, fret not. Come book a flight with us at Interdimensional Airport. We offer the best in one-way flights to many places and times. Missing a loved one who passed away? Well, book our Forever After flight, where we take you to them, no matter what afterlife they ended up in. Interested in meeting a biblical figure? I'm sure Jesus won't mind. Want to see a Tyrannosaurus in the flesh? We are more than confident it would like to meet you as well. Think your other self is doing better? Well, why not take a little visit? We at IDA are here to give you the once-in-a-lifetime trip. We have a 5-star rating on Google, possibly due to the fact that people have never been able to return, but let's not focus on that. So come on down and book a flight with us. You won't live to regret it.
Well, that sounds fantastic. And with the current events, this seems like a fantastic escape for a while. Or forever. And a 5-star rating? How could that ever go wrong? So while you make your travel plans, let us listen to our next story. I Know Who's Going to Die. My entire life I've been blessed with a miraculous gift. I know when someone's going to die. As a child, I'd assumed that shadows were dark in the day and white at night. But then one particular evening, I saw a man whose shadow blinked black and white brightly like lightning strikes. A strobe light in motion. This man didn't die. He mugged and stabbed an old woman right before my eyes. She died at the scene, and the man ran off. Now I know what the flashing shadow means. Murder. After 22 years and hundreds of hours of experiences, I've learned two things. The white aura, which glows bright as the sun, but doesn't blind, signifies that one is healthy and safe. The dark shadows walk about as silhouettes of people, arms clasped behind their backs, eerily tiptoeing, just waiting for that person to soon die. Children are the brightest, elderly people, darkest. Middle-aged people, and in between gray. So you could imagine how harrowing it feels to see a newborn baby at the hospital being looked down upon a black figure. I'm writing this now because I'm just waiting to hear it. My new girlfriend and I went to dinner. She doesn't know about my gift, so she was understandably incensed when, upon stepping into the restaurant, for less than a minute I pulled her away. We had to go. And I'd explain later. I was expecting the usual. Tables of people with multicolored shadows across the mortality spectrum. A glow brimming with positive laughter and mirth. But this time, the second we walked in, I was confronted by a terror I've only seen in my worst nightmares. Everyone's shadow was black, even the children. I gripped her hand and pulled her out as fast as I could, before I noticed that the same horrific flashing shadow following a man with a backpack entered the business. Just as we got into the car, I peeled out so fast I nearly caused an accident. Unfortunately, now I'm a frog in the petri dish, trapped in a bumper-to-bumper traffic. I called the police. A helicopter just passed over us. We were on the overpass directly over the restaurant. My girlfriend has always had a bright aura. All of a sudden, it's black. I don't know what mine is, but maybe we should run. It's obviously the bomb squad hasn't shown up yet. I just wanted to take a moment to say sorry for the long absence. I haven't really posted on social media, much less made a video in a couple months. Ultimately, I just needed a bit of a break. Between moving, work's picked up here and there with my different jobs, and having to catch up on a backlog of painting. My channel ended up on the back burner for a while. I'm hoping to start rolling back into it, get back to writing, and get some more videos out. At least once a month, possibly two. And I hope you guys keep coming back to enjoy them. So let me leave you with a little food for thought. A naked man fears no pickpocket. Likely he fears something else, but we won't go there.